What's up, you Weeb Trash? We're Weeb Trash as well. I'm Cody.
I'm Dean.
And Sevi may have been killed by his computer. We don't know yet. We'll find out shortly, I guess.
He was here.
He was. And then he was like, I'm going to do something real quick. I assumed getting water or something. And then he just, oh, hold on. He's typing now. Uh-oh. do we jump the gun? Sevi is typing from the great beyond. Is Discord a Ouija board now? I know they had like a plug-in for Ouija boards.
It's a Ouija board.
Makes it a lot easier because then the ghost can just type. You don't have to do the weird little board moving thing and be like, someone's moving this, because let's be real. Unrelated to Sevi's situation, but related to ghosts. Well, I'm waiting for him to finish typing this. So I was doing a review this weekend for the Gunpla Network, and for whatever, like, I got new lights last week, and they have like a candle setting, so they like flicker and dim, and they're very like warm temperatured. So like, oh shit, I'll do like a weird like summoning chant thing for some reason because I thought it would be funny. And I typed something in Google Translate for Italian because I didn't want to do Latin because it's like Latin equals ghosts, and I don't trust ghosts. So I'm not gonna get fucking haunted over a dumbass Gundam review. So I'm not about that life. Okay, so I guess we'll just keep going. And if Sevi fixes it, he fixes it. If not, I don't know. We'll figure something out. Yeah. Oh, shit. It's not. Cool. So Sevi will pop in if he fixes something. But I get the idea that changing liquid cooling system may be not that quick of a thing to do. I don't know. I've never messed with it.
I've never even built a computer.
Yeah, I'm a pleb bitch. I got a regular fan. And you have just a regular computer.
I've got a pre-built.
Yeah. Yeah, so Sevi may pop in from the great beyond because Discord is connected to the afterlife. We've got some stuff to talk about. We watched some things. But before we get to that, one, I guess we'll talk about more, but there's two pieces of news. One, Kaiju number 8 got an anime announcement. This was like the other big thing I was reading when I was reading Chainsaw Man and Jujutsu Kaisen. Fucking super stoked for this. This is like super, super good. And then Crunchyroll bought Right Stuff. And we'll talk about that a little bit more later because that's a whole nother conversation about like possible monopolies and Sony maybe being weird and stuff. But in terms of watching shit, what have you actually watched this week, Dean?
Also, to add on to that, Chainsaw Man got its trailer, did it?
Yeah, it's an actual full trailer that wasn't a teaser. Yeah. It looks fucking sick. Like
Chainsaw Man, fucking dope.
As much as I think that like people are getting a little overhyped for it, it also looks really fucking good. So maybe I'm just being cynical because I'm like, I kind of like Jujutsu Kaisen better, but I think it'll be good. I think it's going to do a lot better in animation than it does in manga because it's kind of hard to understand what happens in the manga because black and white, it just does not work sometimes. It's just a mess. But yeah, Chainsaw Man continues to look fucking sick. But yeah, what have you been watching?
So I watched a few things.
Okay.
Did you watch Black Summoner?
I did. I did.
The 2 episodes that was on there.
Yeah. Thoughts?
Damn it, Sevi, why'd your computer have to explode?
Yeah, because I assume he watched it too, because I think he said he did, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if we just rant on this long enough, maybe he'll be like, oh, hey, you guys are still talking about Black Summoner 3 years in.
Okay. Just in case, I'll talk about the other thing. I think I was the only one that watched it. Is that Grimjar? It's got a longer title, but...
Oh, yeah. I remember he put that in, and I was like, what the fuck is that?
It came out in like 2016. I never watched it. But it was like after I watched all the weeklies, I was like, I just want something to put on, and I was just scrolling through the Isekai category on Crunchyroll, and that was on there, and I was like, I like the like still frames, and like the title and stuff was like all watercolor, and I was like, oh, I really like that. Like that's cool art stuff.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I'll give it a chance. It's a more one. It's done by A1,
Okay.
so like
Looks
fairy
fucking
tale and
crisp.
all that. Yeah. So it's done by A1. Uh, it's a more grounded isekai because like every time they make an isekai, it's like the main character's overpowered. There's a harem of women, the
Yeah.
isekai tropes that we have. Those are the main two. This doesn't have any of that. They're basically, it's like a whole classroom, I think, gets isekai into this world. And it's like a game world, I guess. It's fantasy, there's magic and stuff like that. And they're called volunteer adventurers. And they're like, what? You gotta kill monsters to earn money to survive. Because you're gonna die.
Yeah.
And like the stronger group of the class like team up and fuck off. And then it just leaves like the rejects or like the less popular people, and so they kind of form a team, and so none of them are like strong at all, like they don't even kill anything for days, and then when they finally kill something, like they kill a goblin, it takes all 6 of them to kill one goblin. Like they're chasing it around and stabbing it, but it's still like freaking out, and a couple of them get stabbed, and they finally kill it, and then they're like, all of them are freaking out, and they gave them all PTSD, and like I'm like actually killing things. I was like, oh, okay, so this is like a more serious like situation where they're gonna deal with feelings.
Some people are gonna get fucked up, and we're gonna talk about it.
Because like every other isekai, they're like, oh, I'm just gonna kill this thing.
Yeah,
it's dead.
All
But
the other
this
ones are
one
like, fuck goblins. They're stupid.
like, it really like fucks them up, and it's definitely a more like serious, grounded. And so I'm not like always in the mood. I think I watched like 6 episodes, and I haven't finished it. I haven't gone back to watch it, but I will. I'll probably watch it like right after work. But it's pretty cool. It's different. It's more not like really slice of life, but it deals with human interaction with each other and getting along and stuff like that. So it's more of the day-to-day aspect of being poor in a fantasy world, because they can't even like afford clothes. Like they have clothes, but they're like I can't. It's like I got holes in my underwear. I can't buy new underwear.
I like the idea that this should just be titled "Being Poor in Another World."
I mean, basically.
I'm not gonna lie, I might actually watch that, because that's an interesting concept. I like that idea for isekai, because more often than not, it's too like fantasy OP bullshit.
Yeah, it's like OP main character, which I like. I like stuff like that. Obviously, isekai trash, but it's nice to have something different, but also familiar. So that's pretty good. Grimjar.
Middle note Grimjar. I have to watch that.
I don't remember if I watched. Oh, I did watch what they have of I'm Quitting Heroing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
If only Seppi was here.
If only Seppi was here.
You could have that conversation. Did you watch Overlord this week?
I did.
Hell yeah. Motherfucking Overlord.
Fucking Hines. I was at Seppi's house yesterday a little bit, and I talked to him about about it because we were just hanging out, giving him his invitation and picking up my birthday present from 2 years ago. But yeah, I liked I liked how it went, where he just fucking shows up.
Yeah, he's like, "What up?"
And they're just like, "Oh, we have a special guest. It's Ainz." And he's like, "What the fuck?" He loses his goddamn mind.
Shit.
And we get another costume change.
Yeah, he gets a new wardrobe. Like Ainz is just dripping left and right here.
He's been dripping, bro. I like this outfit. It's pretty good. I hope they continue the next episode with him in the arena. So it's like, what? I want to see what he does.
Yeah, like I think what do my notes actually say? Yeah, the only notes I took was this Warrior King fight's gonna be hype as fuck. That's the only, like, is as much as the cool political shit happened, I was like, yo, we finally getting a good fight.
I mean, I don't think it's gonna be a good fight. I think he's just gonna murder it because it's just a troll.
Oh, maybe, I don't know. Maybe some shit happened. I don't know, it's a Warrior King. Maybe he's not just super fucking weak like everyone by comparison. But I don't know, we'll see. Maybe it'll be cool. God, yeah, fucking Overlord still slapping. I really hope that fight doesn't devolve into a bunch of CGI, but
oh yeah,
we'll see. Fingers crossed. Overlord, don't let us down. So outside of like the regular weeklies that Sevi might have watched, have you watched anything else?
What did I watch?
I don't know. Well, you look. I will ramble about a couple things that are not important.
On the Google Doc, apparently.
Yeah, you've been really enjoying those odd-numbered episodes of Fuller House.
Apparently, I watched the odd-numbered episodes of Fuller House.
Only
the odd ones.
Just the odd ones.
And then I rated it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, well, because you had to be an odd number. Couldn't be 10 out of 10 because that's even. 11 doesn't exist in the scale. It's got to be 9. Yeah, I thought you'd enjoy that.
What was it last time? It was the Desperate Housewives.
Yes, Desperate Housewives, and then I think before that was the funny episodes of Everyone Loves Raymond. Good times. But yeah, so a couple of things I didn't put on the list because I don't know if I'll actually watch them because they're subbed. I watched one episode of the Isekai Uncle Show. It's sub only on Netflix. It is the realest shit I've ever seen. So, like, dude gets brought back, and his nephew.
He's like in a coma, right? Like,
yeah.
Like
he so he got isekai'd, I think it was like 17 years ago. He got hit by a truck, but he's waking up from a coma. Truck Coon was like, "Yo, what up?" It might be one of his first victims. But the dude the dude wakes up from his coma and still has his magic. So his nephew was like, "Hey, listen, I work part-time and support myself, but I'm fucking poor. You have magic powers. Let's start a YouTube channel." So they just started a YouTube channel where it's his uncle doing magic. And They do really well, and they have like a pretty nice place. And I don't know if he still works. I'm not 100% sure on that. But it is just kind of funny, the weird things that they don't like. He has no concept of what like a cell phone is, like a touchscreen cell phone. He's used to like flip and slide phones. And like the internet and stuff was still real early when he got isekai'd, so he's not like super well versed. There's just a bunch of like little funny things there. But the OP is really good in terms of its animation. Songs okay-ish. But the uncle is 100% ugly bastard material. He is rough looking. And they do it on purpose because
he was in a coma for 15 years.
Oh no, he's looked like that beforehand because when he got isekai'd everyone in the other world's like, bro, you are fucking ugly. Like, are you a fucking troll? Like, legitimately, are you a troll? You have to legally tell us if you're a troll.
He didn't find love probably over there.
No, he found a tsundere, I think, but I don't know how that
I mean,
it's one episode,
would've-
so I don't know. We'll see. But it was funny. I really don't know if, like, I want to keep watching it, but watching it in sub is not difficult, but like I just don't want to watch a lot of sub shit because I'm a lazy bitch. But maybe I'll do it. One thing I for sure am gonna fucking keep watching in sub, I don't give a fuck, is Futo PI, which is Kamen Rider anime. It fucking slaps. I've always appreciated Kamen Rider designs from afar, but now I can be like, yo, I'm watching Kamen Rider. It's great. Like, you don't... episode 2 is up now, but I didn't get to watch it because they put it up like 10 minutes before we started doing this. But he doesn't even like fully, like, you don't get to see a transformation for the most part in the story in episode 1. He doesn't in episode 2. But you get it in the intro and you're like, holy shit, this looks fucking sick. So yeah, just Kamen Rider, Power Rangers, Ultraman anime, let's go. No CGI Ultraman, sorry. Let's like get some real fucking class act animation. It's fucking super good. Yeah, I'm for sure gonna keep watching that. I don't even care if it's subbed only. It slaps. I watched Given.
So did she?
Yeah, did she like it?
Oh yeah. She's pissed off the way it ended.
Yeah. It went for it. I didn't even like. I don't remember if I read the description, but I just looked at the pictures. I was like, oh, it's a music anime. Bands. That's cool.
Or did they have a movie?
Oh, yeah. I think I remember seeing that in the thing. Like the drop down. Yeah, it's like, it doesn't beat around the bush. It's like, these dudes trying to fuck. Let's go. These guys are going to bone each other. It's going to happen. But in like a very wholesome way. It's not like they're gonna bone. It's like, oh, they like each other and stuff. But yeah, just like straight goes for it. And it's like, oh, okay, that's actually kind of refreshing. They're not just gonna like do the Disney queer bait, like, hey, maybe these guys will kiss. We don't know. But they don't see him. Actually, no, we do see him kiss. So yeah, that happens. Anime, it's forward thinking. Yeah, so that was actually pretty good. I'm a little disappointed it wasn't more music though, because it's kind of the whole point of why I watched the show. But whatever, it was a surprise, but it was still pretty good.
The voices of Sebastian Michaelis and Armin Arlet in that show.
It's a weird combination of people trying to bang each other, but you know, I mean, Armin's a bottom. We just gotta say it. He's a bottom. Then I finished A-Maim, or Kyokai Senki for people who prefer that name because it is better. Yeah, it's like Gundam 00 Light, basically. That's all I can say. It's not a Gundam show, but you know, it's Sunrise Max, so it kind of might as well be. Pretty good. Ending was okay. It possibly could get like an OVA or a spin-off series, but I doubt it will. I just gotta wait a couple months for more Gundam, so that's okay. I'll wait until October for Witch of Mercury, because that shit's looking sick. Very excited for that. What else is on here that no one will care about? Sing Yesterday for Me. This came out, I think, a year or two ago, because I remember seeing like a bunch of pictures of the main chick, and I was like, oh, I don't know what this is. And I didn't know that's what it was until I started watching. I was like, holy shit, it's that lady. Dude is living the realest life ever. He goes to school for something and doesn't get a job with it, so he's got to work in a convenience store, but supports himself part-time. Like, Japan, how you doing that? No one out here working part-time and supporting themselves. That's some magical bullshit. How you work Japan? How's the yen work? How's that economy work? I don't know.
It's like almost every anime is they only work part-time.
Yeah, I guess if they worked full-time, there wouldn't be shit to do in the anime but work, so I wonder if that's a real thing, though. I wonder if I doubt it, but maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's a thing. But yeah, it is actually pretty good. Going to be one of those kind of serious things of like, oh, yeah, this dude just is not feeling life. It's like, yeah, I feel you, bro. I feel you. He's got double depression. He's down bad. He's having a rough time. But it's getting its dub this season, so it's real good so far. It's only one episode, though. Biscuit Hammer episode 3. It's fine. This dude's grandpa sucks. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to keep watching this, honestly. Like, it has gotten less wild, which is kind of not a good thing. Because, like, that was the whole, like, kind of appeal of the show, but I guess you can't really take that far. I guess it's also a manga that's been, like, long running or something. I don't really know. It's fine. We get a new knight. He's got, the main guy's got a tragic backstory. His grandpa's a huge asshole. That's kind of all that happens. So we'll see. I don't know if I'll keep watching or not. Let's see. A Couple of Cuckoos started its second part. Really, a lot of real shit. I'm not gonna lie. This show was not real shit. This was kind of goofy, like, not quite Love After World Domination, but that in a normal world without as much humor. But the main character, Nagi's all about being smart, and then he fucking bombs a test, and he looks like he's like, I'm about to just jump in front of a train, bro. I'm so not here for this. I hope they explore that more, because he's kind of an interesting character, and their whole setup is kind of interesting, but they haven't really done anything with it. But yeah, it's a pretty decent romance thing. Kind of a weird triple thing going on, but kind of. It's a weird situation, but it's not terrible. And then see, I think he's the bro anime. Or the bro isekai. I super forgot about that. My notes for this, it's the one isekai where banging elves isn't a thing, and
they just want to bang each other.
Yeah, it's the rest of my notes were, it's not about the destination, it's about the friends we tried not to bang along the way. That's effectively this fucking show. It's still funny. It's they just introduced this elf queen who thinks she's like the hottest shit ever, and the villagers used to worship her, but since the guy that got turned into the chick has such a high charisma stat, the village is like, yo, this our bitch now. And the elf queen is like, what the fuck is going on?
Good God.
So they try to fight, and then the dude ends up like, I think he like throws a rock at her because they don't have any weapons, and she's got like a bow and arrow. And he hits her like, she's got like a hair loop on her head, and he hits the loop, and it like cuts like a good portion of her hair off, and she just like gets super depressed, and then like tries to chase him down. It's goofy fun. I think it's an interesting take on isekai. We'll see how well it holds up though, because I don't know if this is gonna really have the legs to keep me interested 12 episodes in. But yeah, one thing I think we'll probably get a good amount of talking about out of. I've watched the first 3 episodes of Ruby Ice Queendom.
Nice.
And I took a lot of fucking notes.
Did you really?
Yeah, I don't know why, but I was like, yo, I got a bunch of shit to say for some reason. Okay. So effectively, episode 3 is where it starts to split. It gets up to the Nevermore fight, and then it starts doing its own story. It's totally separate of what exists already. So it doesn't invalidate the original. I think watching both is pretty good. But I wish, if they were going to take anything from the original other than the base character designs in the world and stuff, was the fucking soundtrack. Because this soundtrack is boring as fuck. Like, it is just not. There's a few instances where there's like a hint of some of it. Like, they'll put a little bit of the melody of Red like Roses or the other like title tracks and stuff. But it's never like full bore, and even like the OP is okay. It's better than the rest of the show, but it's not like the OG Ruby soundtrack.
Like the season 1 and season 2.
Yeah.
Of like OG Ruby. It's like one of the best.
Yeah, that shit slaps. I'm not gonna lie. I went back and listened to a bunch of it. This did make me want to go back and watch more Ruby, because I have a theory that this, while being good in certain instances, much like a lot of just regular anime, is not consistent. Like, you've got those real fancy fucking Tokyo Ghoul keyboard let the budget hit shots, and then you've got a bunch of weird, like, Ruby has no nose, so her face looks two-dimensional. There's a lot of that for Ruby for some reason, but yeah, it's just inconsistent, and you didn't really have that inconsistency as much with the original, because it was all just 3D models that existed, so they didn't really have... There wasn't like a perspective thing they were trying to do whenever they were in like the background, so they didn't have like poorer animation or anything. I think in terms of consistency, Blake and Weiss probably look the best. But it's just because they're consistently drawn with noses. I don't know what the fuck the show is about, but Yang sometimes and Ruby, like, it's weird because some of them have very distinctive noses. Like Ozpin, for some reason, has like a very, like, he has more than just the line. He's got the line and then another line and another line. Everyone else is kind of just a line, and then Ruby sometimes is just nothing. And I'm like, girl, where is your nose? Like, you look like a pug. I don't like this. This is bad. Stop it. But Blake and Weiss, they don't have that issue nearly as much. The fights aren't as long. Because, I mean, I think that was the whole, like, Monty Ohm's thing was, of course, like, doing the fight animations and stuff. Yeah. But they don't, like the Nevermore fight, I feel like was 30 seconds max. Like, it's very, very short. I'm sure it's longer than that, but it doesn't feel like there was as much. And the whole Scorpion thing that Team Juniper has to fight at the same time, they do that shit like it's nothing. It's none of the fights feel as heavy, but when they like have those really cool animation scene, like when Ruby is running up the side of the cliff with the Nevermore, that looks fucking sick. But the rest of that scene is like, okay, there's not a lot of it, but it's fine. I'm hoping once they get to more of their original shit that the animation gets better, or like the fights get more elaborate. It is really cool that they're doing their own thing, though. Ainz shows up, which is great, because I don't remember if he showed up at all in like Ruby season 1. But they didn't, like, it's a weird thing to even complain about. He has fucking human eyes, and it looks fucking weird. Like, they didn't try to just, like, draw his eyes any differently. It just looks like they plucked eyes out of another character and popped them in. They look too big and too, like, defined. And it looks scary. I don't like it.
Interesting.
Yeah. He's not on there a lot, but he, when he is there, it's like, this is kind of weird, but okay. They don't focus on his face a lot for that reason, I think.
Pretty quick for 3 episodes, I think.
Yeah, I mean, they've been moving at a really fast clip through this, because we also had, so you had the Nevermore fight.
Mm-hmm.
The last thing that happens before the whole, their Ice Queendom thing, because they introduce a new Grim, which is really interesting, but, San shows up. He pops off of the boat. They, like, Team Ruby chases him down, and they stop the White Fang from stealing a bunch of dust or something at the docks, and Penny shows up and wrecks all their shit. And I was like, I don't think that happened until, like, the end of season 1 or something, right?
I don't think Penny was till, like, season 3.
Okay, yeah, because I was like, this feels super fast, but okay.
At least I don't think.
Yeah, because it didn't feel like she was supposed to be there real quick.
Penny's like the daughter of the military
Yeah,
general, isn't he?
yeah, because she and Son show up for the
Right.
Vital Festival for the tournament and stuff.
Yeah, and that's like
I'm like, yeah, that's 2 or 3. Like it's in. Like it's not a season 1 thing.
I'm pretty sure I could have sworn season 1 ended with Nevermore, or at least that was the middle part.
Yeah, because like they do well. I'm trying to. Yeah, because they do more with like Torchwick and the White Fang and that shit. At least from what I remember, but it's been a hot second since I've watched OG Ruby. I might actually go back and try to like catch up, but we'll see. But they do their own thing. Like this episode 4, which is the one I've got next, is where they're gonna really delve into it. But there's a new Grim called a Nightmare, which is just like it's a parasite effectively. Like you almost can't see. It's like a little seed. Right. But basically, it will enter your body, feed off your aura, and pretty much put you in a coma. And the only way to like fight this is you have this special huntress that has this weird fucking dreamcatcher ass bullshit weapon that's like, okay, I'm gonna fucking inception you into this guy's mind to fight the Grim in his head. And John is actually, he's not the first one to get it, but he's the first one to show signs. So they're like, oh shit, okay. John's unconscious. We gotta send the rest of Team Juniper in to fucking fight this bullshit. And then it like kind of goes from there, and like Weiss is real fucked up with it, but no one can tell, which, as a side note, like watching this, I forgot how terrible Beacon is as far as like actual school. Like it's run so poorly. Because you think if like, okay, there is a physical way we can tell that someone has been infected, and there's like one person who can effectively deal with this fucking Grim, we should maybe just have screenings. Just have everyone who went through the forest where this thing was come in and be like, hey, listen, a little uncomfortable. Take your clothes off. We need to see if you've got these weird fucking vines on you. Right. And then been like, oh shit, you have vines. Okay, let's fix this, instead of watch out for weird behavior. It's like, they're all teenagers. They all fucking act weird. What are you talking about? But I mean, then I guess there's no conflict in the story. But yeah, it's happening. It's good. I really hope that this isn't like a one-off. I hope they do like a lot more of this. Because I think Ruby can probably sustain a bit better in this way. Right. And I'd really like an English dub for this, because the sub is not bad. Like none of the subs of the stuff I've been watching are bad, but I don't. This one, I think, since it was originally in English, I think I'm just more accustomed to hearing certain people. But yeah, it's good. Like it's a consistency thing. When it hits, I think it looks better by a mile than the original. Right. But the fights are not as impressive, and it's inconsistent. So most of the time, it doesn't look terrible. But I don't think it looks as good as the original from a, I want to say consistency standpoint, because I want to repeat myself again. But that's effectively it. Just because, yeah, there's weird instances where just certain characters just do not look great, and it's usually Ruby, and it's always the goddamn nose. Because when other people have noses and have fairly like designed faces that look 3-dimensional, and then you got Ruby with these big ass silver eyes and no nose, it just looks weird. Which I think is why I had issues with her character design at first. But it's fine. She's going to get a new outfit. I'm very excited for that. She's going to get a ski outfit. Fuck yeah, let's go. Skiing. I've never skied in my life, but hell yeah, let's go.
So, Vital Festival was season 2, volume 2.
Okay, yeah, so they condensed a lot of shit.
Well, Penny shows up at the end of season 1. But Emerald Forest is right in the middle of season 1.
Okay, so yeah.
Like episode 7 is the Nevermore fight.
Okay. That is a little, I wouldn't say disappointing, but it does make me think they're probably not going to go very far because they have to work within the framework of what exists, I guess. Maybe. I mean, they've not really made anything not canon. They followed the events they show very precisely. But yeah, because like they're going to have to do the Vital Festival and they're going to have to do like that shit. If they, like, I think they'll probably just stop once they finish this like little thing. But yeah, I wish they would kind of just continue on, like just after this happens, just do the rest of Ruby. I'm fine with that. But yeah, this week I might go back and watch OG Ruby again.
Yeah, talking about it right now, it kind of makes me want to watch it. I might, after we're done, go put it on the TV.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like listening to that soundtrack is like, fuck, man, I really want to watch this now.
Cassie Lee Williams, was that who it was? I think that did all the.
Yeah, it's Cassie something. I can't remember.
Yeah, God, such a badass.
Yeah, because the thing that originally like had made me decide, okay, I'm gonna sit down and watch this, was in one of the episodes that I haven't watched yet. There's Pyrrha sings part of Mirror Mirror. I'm like, oh shit, okay, so we're getting some original soundtrack stuff. And I was like, this actually sounds really good, but I kind of want to know what it sounds like with the original. And sure enough, the internet facilitated this. People have already edited a lot of the original music to the other shit. And it works way better. But then I was like, oh, fuck, okay, I'm going to watch this because I want to know. And it's really good. Like, neither version invalidates the other. I think if you haven't watched Ruby, this is a fine place to start. But if you've watched a lot of Ruby, this doesn't hurt to go back and watch either. If you're okay with a sub.
Stop licking me.
But yeah, it's good. Fights are short. A lot gets cut out for pacing, I guess. But I do like they introduced a new Grim that's a weird dream fucked up Grim, because that seems like something that would exist anyway. Grim. They a thing.
Hell yeah.
God, it's so fucking good. Fucking Rubies. Miss Ruby.
That's how we all used to hang out.
Yeah, we were the Rube Squad.
We would show up at your house every week that there was a new episode.
Hell yeah. That there was like episode or season 3 or 4 or something.
I don't remember.
Yeah, me either. I remember I tried to go back and watch it like a couple of years ago, and I just didn't.
I think season 2 was like 2014.
Oh, Jesus.
So it must have been later than that.
It's not still going, is it?
No, I don't know.
Yeah, as I said, I never looked it up, but I was like, is this still going? Because for the long, like, there were a couple of years, I was like, oh, there's no way Red versus Blue is still going. And I'm like, oh.
It is.
It is. How the fuck is it still going? Like, not that that's a bad thing. I was just like, oh, damn, you guys got some longevity out of this. Yeah.
I think I've only seen like 15 seasons or 14 seasons of Red versus Blue.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of thought about like watching Red versus Blue again too, because one of the voice packs I downloaded in XCOM was Griffin Church in Sarge. So it's like I think I set you to Church. So every time you would do something, it would be Church, and I was like, God damn, I really want to watch this now.
I feel that. I feel like I can resonate with the anger that Church has.
Yeah, because it was I'm trying to what. Fucking sniper dude from New Vegas. I can't remember his name. That's Sevi's voice pack, and then
Boone.
Yeah, Boone. He's just a like very dry, angry person. I was like, yeah, that sounds very fitting. And there's one for Freeman's Mind, that kind of comedy series of Half-Life on YouTube, and that's mine. I've got a Griffin there. I think he's another medic. I don't know who Sarge is. I think he just kind of auto got selected to a couple people, but yeah, it's like, God damn,
somebody with a shotgun.
I hope so. I don't know. I have to go back and look.
Volume 9 got a teaser trailer last month.
Ruby's still fucking going.
So
God
Ruby's,
damn.
Ruby's still going, and now there's another anime that's starting, obviously with Ruby.
God damn, man. Fuck.
Yeah. The last season was last year.
I'm legitimately gonna have to fucking just like not watch anime next week so I can catch up to Ruby and
There's
make
eight seasons, man.
I mean, at this point I'm trying to decide if I'm gonna catch up or just say fuck it and start over at this point. Like
Get a there's what, 100 episodes?
I have no, it's probably at this point. There's a fuckload, I'd imagine. Because that, like, I felt like those seasons weren't very short either. So we've got.
I remember it was like the first season, maybe the second season. Some of the episodes are like 6 minutes long.
Yeah.
And like I'm scrolling through the timestamps, and like the last few seasons,
They're all like 24.
it's like 15 minutes, 20 minutes,
Oh, yeah.
25 minutes.
Maybe I'll go faster than I think, but yeah, I feel like that's gonna take me fucking forever.
Well, you can get if you get a Rooster, you still have your Rooster Teeth account.
No. I don't think I have one still. I mean,
I don't think I have one anymore.
I did at one point, but I feel like I canceled it or just forgot about it. But I don't think they've charged me for anything ever, so I hope not.
They have the first 5 volumes. Each of them is like set as a movie.
I wonder.
Volume 5 is split into 2 parts. One's 2 hours long. The other one's an hour and a half.
I wonder if they have them only on their website.
It's what it's showing.
Oh fuck. Okay. Well, I hope their player is not terrible.
If I remember right, it was shit. Nothing would ever load. But then again, that was
Sick.
like probably like like 4 years ago.
Great. This is gonna go awesome. I'm super excited.
I'm sure there's other places you could find.
Oh yeah, I'm sure I can find the supercuts or whatever. It reminds me, I need to start watching Naruto again. I keep forgetting to do that. One day.
Yeah, Cody, what the fuck?
Yeah, I was fucking. I've been busy watching fucking Kamen Rider anime. Okay.
There's only 2 episodes.
Shut up. It's only one. It's really good though. Yeah, Ruby's. That might just be my week next week. I'll report back. It's probably gonna be a lot of Ruby. I'm not gonna lie. Classroom of the Elite season 3 or season 2 episode 3. A bunch of galaxy brain shit's happening, but a bunch of it gets fucked up, and I'm like, this is what I live for. This is the content I need. Like, that's what I like about Code Geass and Lelouch is he's like, I'm so fucking smart. I got plans on plans on plans. And then a bunch of shit fucks all of those up, and he's like, damn it, I suck at this. And I'm like, yeah, Lelouch, feel bad about yourself. Make me feel better about myself. But yeah, I just like it when they have like these characters that they portray as like, this dude's so fucking smart, no one's as smart as him. And then they put him in a room with people who are equally as smart. So everyone else is scheming as hard as he is. And he's like, ah, damn, I thought I had a good plan. And he didn't, but he did, but he didn't. Yeah, that show continues to be good. I'm enjoying it. Still a little, I don't want to say creepy because it's a little fucked up in certain spots, but it's not like super fucked up. It's like mildly fucked up. Let's see. Immortal King. I can't remember the full title. Daily Life of Immortal King.
I think Sevi, was it you or Sevi said that? I think Sevi also said he watched it.
Yeah, I think he said he caught up. So I guess we'll get his take on that next week. Or unless he undies sometime soon. The dog in that might as well, I hope, eventually end up being the cat from Ghost Stories. Because, like, he is originally, like, the big demon that's the problem at the very beginning of the series. And then he gets his fucking ass kicked. And then he gets, like, used as a test to get into this high school. And then the dude fucking murks him, just kills him kind of on accident. So then he gets, like, resummoned as a dog, but he's a weak bitch dog. So he just keeps doing, like, a bunch of petty bullshit, like stealing people's things and, like, making the dude run after him. But I really hope we get some like wild dialogue out of that dog. I doubt we will, but I want him to be the fucking cat from Ghost Stories. I need that in my life.
She ran into a clip on TikTok of Ghost Stories.
Yeah.
And she was showing it to me. I said, yeah, it's Ghost Stories. And she's like, what's that? I was like, you haven't seen it?
Yo.
She's like, no. I said, that's a real paid for company issue dub.
Yeah, someone signed a contract to do this dub.
And she said, no. I said, yeah.
The lawyers were involved.
I said, and it gets worse.
This show's so fucking funny.
So I guess that eventually I'm going to be having another rewatch of Ghost Stories in the near future.
Hell yeah. God damn. Ghost Stories is so good.
I wanted Sevi to talk about this because it's another isekai that's going to be coming up. I'm sending it into the group chat now. If it'll load.
It probably won't. Despite
It
you.
is.
Reborn as a vending machine. Okay, so this isn't out yet, but it's been announced.
Its anime adaptation is announced. It's a manga.
Hell yeah, we're 100%. That's a weekly watch. I don't even give a shit if that's subbed. I'm watching that. That's dumb as hell, and I love it.
Reborn as a vending machine. Now I wander the dungeon.
Damn, that's... Isekai's getting real fucking sad.
God damn it, there better not be any fucking harem in that show.
People trying to fuck a vending machine. Let's go. There's no kink shaming. Speaking of isekai, or reverse isekai, Devil is a Part-Timer. It's got its dub season 2, episodes 1 and 2.
Did indeed watch those.
The baby.
I'm not. She really likes it. I don't give a fuck. I don't like kids.
The baby. That's all that has happened in that show so far is a baby exists.
I saw that the angel boy from the first season got really fucking fat.
Yeah, it took me a second because they were talking about him like someone they knew. And I'm like, who the fuck is that? And I had to stop it and look and I was like, oh shit, it's that guy.
I guess it also helps that I think last year I rewatched Devil's a Part-Timer.
I did think about rewatching the first season because I was like, I don't know who the fuck this guy is or why he's important.
He was like the last thing that happened in that show.
And then he ends up being the manager of the KFC or whatever across the street.
He started as the KFC manager across the street, and he was trying to steal the grace from Emmy.
The sword, yeah.
The sword, yeah. And they beat him up.
Yeah. It's still good. It's devil reincarnated into being poor in Japan. I'm kind of here for it. It's still funny.
Still good. Definitely a big difference. Sevi said it was another studio.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I could kind of tell. Like, it's definitely not as drastic as like High School DxD or Attack on Titan was, but
like an anime that was made in 2012.
Yeah. Like, yeah, maybe it's updated looking, but it doesn't look that different. Like,
no, it's not like super different, but
yeah,
it's not the same exact style.
Yeah, it's still pretty close though.
But yeah, they have a baby now.
Yeah, the baby.
Little baby hijinks. Like, that's cool, but I don't want to see more episodes focused around it.
Yeah, I imagine we'll probably... I mean, it's probably going to be the big crux of the season, but I imagine we'll start getting some other shit happening, because, like, that other dude's like, I'm going to show up, I'm doing some evil shit or something.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. That's not a dude we've seen before, right?
No.
Okay, because I was like, I'm pretty sure I've never seen this guy, but I don't fucking remember.
No.
It's been a hot minute since I've watched this show.
But it was nice. It was good seeing the gang.
Yeah.
Back together. Pretty good. Happy to see where it's going to go.
Yeah. It makes me think... Oh yeah, we'll talk about Black Summoner first, because I think Sevi's computer has legitimately killed him. Um,
Okay, yeah.
yeah, we'll talk about that, and then there's something I want to bring up before we get into our big topic. But
right.
yeah, Black Summoner. Yeah,
really good. I really like this show. It's funny.
Yeah, it's still, I think Konosuba without the humor is still fair, but like it's as funny as like a good funny isekai. It's not like a humor or a comedy isekai. It's just a regular isekai with some humor.
I really like how his summons are in his mind.
Yeah, I like the
like a schizophrenic.
Yeah, like the Black Ghost Knight was like, "Yo, you gonna hit that?" And he's like, "Shut up, all of you! I hate every single one of you." And I like that he says it out loud too. So everyone's like, "What the fuck?"
Because she was like talking to him when he was in front of those girls, and he was like, "Shut up already!" And they're like, "Okay, we will."
Yeah, like I know that shit's gonna come back up. I'm super excited for some dumb things to happen with that. Yeah,
but the fight was CG.
Yeah, what did you think about
that? It was actually pretty good, I think.
I know, like it. I mean, it was weird at first because it's like, oh, this is definitely like CG.
It was like an immediate change.
Yeah,
like it's anime 2D, and then all of a sudden, boom, they're like across from each other, and it's CG.
Yeah, it reminds me of like a game cutscene almost is what it felt like.
It really did, and I was like, holy shit, this actually looks pretty good. I think the biggest thing they did that made sense is they darkened everything around it.
Yeah, if that had been well lit, that probably would have looked fucking weird.
Yeah, probably would look pretty jank. But I think with like the shadows and the mist or whatever the fuck was in there, made it came off pretty good. I was like, holy crap, is this like how CG should be done in a show?
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe like I think it still can look weird doing it with individuals, because like a lot of it is stuff we've talked about with Overlord and Vinland Saga. It's background shit most of the time, but it still looks weird. But this was just him and the Black Knight Ghost in the slime.
Yeah.
And that's all they focused on. They did it very well. It was a little abrupt, but it wasn't terrible. Like, it wasn't like Skeleton Knight in Another World where it's just a random part of a scene, not the fight. It was... That show is still a confusing thing, but yeah, it actually looked pretty good. I was like, this doesn't look awful. This looks passable, at least. You know,
it looked like an anime video game cutscene.
Yeah, like it legitimately looked that way.
Yeah, it's like, damn, this is good.
Yeah,
it wasn't like amazing, but God, compared to like the last few CG scenes I've seen in anime, those are god awful.
Yeah, like I think it is at least maybe not exactly the same level, but it's at least a lot closer to like whenever Sunrise uses CG.
Right.
And I've always said that like Mecha, it's a lot easier to do that because it's like not a human. But this, they actually did a pretty good job of like not looking too basic. Like you could definitely tell that it was slightly more basic looking. There wasn't like as much dimension and surface detailing and shading and stuff on his face, but darkening it up fixed that pretty easily. So everyone's like, oh, this looks fine, I guess. But yeah, I mean, I don't think I would be that mad if most of the fights in the show looked that good, because it looked really good comparatively.
Good.
Like Summoner. Still holding out strong. I like that the Black Ghost is just an old guy. The Black Knight Ghost is just a fucking old dude.
It's like, oh, you're just an old fucking man.
Yeah.
It's like, it's guy was the Knight of the King.
Yeah, and I just didn't die. It's turned into a ghost. So I'm still here.
Yeah, he was just literally rambling like an old man.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I used to do this, and they're just like sitting down talking. Even hands him a butterscotch.
Yeah.
It's like, you want some candy?
I like that he was also like, I didn't think you were actually going to eat that.
It's like, I've had it forever.
Yeah, I've had it for maybe a few hundred years. We don't even know at this point.
Like in the middle of the fight, he's like, oh yeah, I'm still here because I'm trying to avenge my kingdom.
Hell yeah. Maybe
so like, oh, that's dope.
Black Summoner might also end up being another show where no one bangs elves, but we're getting revenge on them. Fuck the elves. Fuck the king.
I was going to watch the Licorice Recoil.
Yeah.
But I didn't get around to it.
Oh, it's still, to my knowledge, only Spanish and Portuguese dub, so
So I'm gonna watch the Portuguese.
great. I'm glad that you've picked up Portuguese as a second language. Enjoy visiting Brazil and Portugal. I think. They're the only two countries that... I'm sure there's maybe another one. I don't know. Yeah, Black Summoner. I do think
I'm sure Portuguese is like one of the most spoken languages.
Is it not? I thought. I always
like
think of Spanish because
Spanish and Portuguese are similar.
Okay, because I know like Brazil's prominent language is Portuguese.
Yeah.
But I always assumed the rest of South America spoke Spanish to some degree. But maybe I have no idea. I've never watched anything in any of those languages because I don't speak those languages, so I don't know. But I guess for them to have a specific Portuguese dub, that would have to be a fairly prominent.
Yeah, because it's always like Spanish, Portuguese, and German.
Yeah.
On Crunchyroll, that's like the only dubs they do besides English.
Yeah, I've seen French occasionally in a rare instance.
French will be on there, yeah.
Yeah, for some reason, Classroom of the Elite, they got its French dub before its English dub, and I'm like,
when I started watching Trapped in Dating Sim, whenever it was just letting the episodes play,
yeah,
it played the first episode in French, and I wasn't paying attention because it was on my phone. I was like, "What the fuck is happening?"
Wait a second, this doesn't sound like English. Did Leon just offer me a baguette? Yes.
I was gonna watch. I tried like the first 15 minutes or 10 minutes of Digimon Ghost Game, which is the newest Digimon show that they've had. They have like 20 something episodes. None of them are in English. I don't think it's gonna get an English dub. But I wanted to watch it and see what it was about. And then I got bored.
Yeah. I tried to watch the new movies they had that came out a couple of years ago.
Digimon Try?
Yeah.
I think I've seen them all except for the last two.
I think I've watched the first one.
But after they made those movies, they went and made Digimon Adventure 2020, which is basically the very first season, but completely redone.
Oh.
It's like same characters and everything. It's finished. It's only in it's not in English. So it's subbed only. But I've been really wanting to watch that. I guess I'm just gonna have to watch it in sub. Because it's been 2 years.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna get a dub anytime soon.
But I was like, oh, it's because it's just wait.
If it's just a remake, I wonder if you could just cut the original audio file out and paste it on top.
No, I don't think so.
Nah, do it. It's fine. Video
it's
editing.
not like it's not an upscale. It's a complete remake. So scenes are gonna be different.
Well, maybe, I don't know.
But anyways, it's like, oh, that's cool. We want to watch that. I guess whenever my ADD and brain calms down, I'll watch that.
Yeah, you'll.
But the movies were good. I like those.
Yeah, I did. Maybe I watched the first two. I can't remember because I didn't I had to keep looking up the order because they're not numbered. They have subtitles. I'm like,
yeah.
Why have you done this to me?
It's like, yeah.
The digital champions can't count.
But they can definitely tell you that they're digital champions.
They can. They're like, hey, this is my business card.
So
what does it say?
Since we are digital monsters.
I just like to think that their business cards would have they'd be really thick because they have a button in there. If you press it, it starts playing the theme song. You know, it just never stops either. Just perpetually going. Yeah, Digimon. That's a thing. Digital champions. So before we get to Crunchyroll buying right stuff and stuff, I'm maybe making maybe I'm swinging for the fences here. This may be a weird idea. I feel like I don't know what the next thing is going to be, but I feel like the Isekai Uncle show is the deconstruction of isekai that leads to like the end of a phase.
Like, you think so?
Yeah, because like
I don't know, Sammy. Cody. There's still like 100 light novels that haven't been adapted yet.
Some dumb shit is gonna get adapted, and people are gonna be like, "This is the new hotness." Isekai Uncle does what I feel like Ava did, but funny for mecha. I mean, that's part of the whole like thing. Then you have like, there's another one I can't think of. Like, I don't know. I just thought about it all. I was like, this might actually be like the sign that we have run out of good ideas for isekai for the most part.
What are you talking about? Reborn as a Vending Machine is coming out.
Yeah, listen.
That's gonna be show of the year, motherfucker.
As much as I'm gonna watch that show, it's fucking stupid. I mean, ideally, I would like the show to just be literally them as a vending machine stuck somewhere and just listening to passerbys, because how the fuck you walk as a vending machine? That doesn't make sense. Make it make sense, anime. I don't know.
It's gonna be a magical vending machine that can float.
But yeah, just everything they talk about in like, I mean, it's only one episode, so I don't really know. Like I said, I'm swinging for the fences here. But whenever he talks about and they flash back and like he does the weird TV projection of his memories to show it, it is very like, it's very aware of itself. It's very aware that this is a fucking stupid thing. But it's also like really like, there are moments you're like, God damn, I feel really bad for this uncle, because this uncle, he got isekai and it fucking sucked. Like, he did not enjoy himself. He got a lot of shit, but I don't know. Anyway, it was just a thought.
I can see you fighting on camera.
They're like, yeah, this is dog MMA. What are you talking about? This is pay-per-view, bro.
Jesus.
Pay-per-view dog fight. MMA.
Isekai can fade away if it wants to, as long as I get my Necromancer adaptation of that manga that I read.
I mean, like, that's the kind of thing. It's like, mecha didn't die necessarily. Like, it just got
did for a little bit.
Yeah, like, I mean, it got less prominent, but like, there was always something. A lot of the times it was Gundam, but still. But like, other trends like that, like magical girl shows, Madoka kind of ended it, but we still occasionally get one. So I don't think isekai is gonna disappear, but I think it's gonna stop being the hotness, right? It'll stop being the trend. But yeah, I mean, Sailor Moon made a comeback.
Yeah,
I think Madoka was still going for a while in movie form that I don't remember, but you know, it's fine. But yeah,
Madoka, show your kids.
Yeah, you show your kids some scar your kids. It'll be great for them. It'll build character.
Was it Mammy?
Yeah,
Marnie.
Mammy Toaway.
Mammy Toaway, best character.
Toma. I don't fucking remember how to say her name. Yeah,
she lives forever.
Yeah, she's infinite. She is galaxy brain.
As much as she doesn't want to be, she is infinite.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so Crunchyroll buying stuff. I mean, let's be real, Sony buying stuff. Crunchyroll is buying stuff with Papa Sony's American Express Black Card. That's what's happening here. Yeah, so Crunchyroll bought Right Stuff. If you're unaware, Right Stuff is, if not the biggest, one of the biggest like anime retailers in the US as far as like an online vendor. A lot of Blu-rays and DVDs, a lot of merch, stuff like that. And a lot of people on Twitter, of course, were freaked out about it because a lot of them were like, "They got rid of our 18 plus stuff, guys. What's happening? Where can I not buy my porn?"
Not our anime movies.
Yeah, where are my porno anime movies? I've missed my hentai. Where to go? I think they had like a doujin section and stuff too. But The other side that was slightly more reasonable, I guess, was people were concerned that Sony has a vertical monopoly in the West for anime, which isn't 100% accurate, but it is they're almost there. You know, they're like at the 10-yard line for football people, or they're fucking the home stretch. They're almost there. They're like 80% way. I was probably maybe less than that, but to break it down, I guess. So Sony, I think, has they have their own anime studio, but it's like very rarely does anything, and it's never anything that like slaps. But I think they have, I don't know if it's controlling stake, but they have stake in other companies that do anime. It's just not a lot of them. Then they have ownership over a lot of the music, but also Crunchyroll and Funimation, which is now just Crunchyroll. So as far as the distribution platform for streaming, they own the predominant thing in the West outside of High Dive, but let's be real, like no one's watching High Dive shit, except for the people that want to watch Your Boy Coming and Call of the Night. Side Dive has like 1 or 2 good shows a season max. I'm not gonna lie though, I've been tempted. Been tempted to watch it.
I'm Quitting Hearing is only on High Dive.
There's another ones, you know. They've got a small stable of reasonably okay things.
I'm not watching it on High Dive, but it's on.
Oh yeah, you know, it's there. And then they now have Right Stuff. So pretty much from a distribution standpoint on, Sony has control in the West. So where you're streaming it, Sony owns it. Where you're buying the merchandise, Sony owns it. Where it's being dubbed for the West, Sony owns it because it's largely Funimation. Sure, Netflix does their own thing. I think Sony owns either outright or a good portion of Aniplex, and occasionally they'll do dubs. And then you have like Sentai Filmworks that'll occasionally do a dub, but it's rarely to be streamed. So the vast majority of dubbed anime goes through that pipeline. This leads to an interesting thing that we've talked about, I think, before. But it kind of made me think, what is the best way to like be customer friendly or consumer friendly into this market? Or like, do you want everything in one place? Like, do I want one subscription where I can just watch all my shit?
Yes.
Even if it's controlled by one group?
Yes, I don't give a fuck.
Or do I, want it to be like, oh, there's 4 different people I have to fucking pay subscriptions to with a variety of bullshit.
To it max. I was okay with Crunchyroll and Funimation because it's like $8.99, $9.99.
Yeah, they weren't uber expensive. They were fairly reasonable.
Yeah. It's $20 for both of it. I was okay. I'm not gonna buy 3. I wasn't gonna do Crunchyroll, Funimation, and High Dive.
Yeah.
Or
the other one,
now,
whatever it is.
if it's and everything's all gonna go to Crunchyroll, so eventually I'm not gonna have Funimation anymore.
Yeah.
Hopefully by this time next year that'll be done.
Yeah, fingers crossed. But I was thinking, like, what is like, because the complaint people would have, and I don't think it's necessarily unfounded. If Sony largely controls what we get in the West, they're probably going to make some dumb fucking choices eventually.
Right.
Because I tried to think about this as like, where else would Sony have enough leeway in like an entertainment space? And if it's a gaming's the big one, obviously. And I was like, okay, if Sony had like 80% market share or some dumb shit in Japan when like the PS2 came out or something, what dumb decisions since then would we be stuck with? We would still have UMDs. We still have HDR block recording bullshit still. Limited manufacturing stuff, which isn't necessarily Sony's fault 100%, but stupid expensive consoles. I doubt the PS4 would have been reasonably cheap by comparison to the PS3 and PS5. But yeah, it just makes me think, as like, if Sony because I think the issue right now, like Sony, I don't think can do that, just because I think there's too much demand for too much from Japan, and there's too much things they don't control from a production standpoint. Because the only thing that's going to keep those distribution platforms with Crunchyroll and Right Stuff going is you have to have the popular shit, right? If Right Stuff doesn't have the popular Blu-rays, no one's going to buy shit from them. If you don't get all the hot simuldubs or you start simuldubbing weird shit, people will leave Crunchyroll. So I was like, okay, how do you make that easier? And I think we're probably where it is. It's peak right now. Like, you don't get any easier than what we have. Because, like, as much as I want to bitch about it, you know, like, High Dive, I think, is like $6 or $7 a month, too. It's not that expensive.
Yeah.
But I don't want to fucking start it up again, so, you know, whatever. But it made me think a lot. It's like, you know, Steam couldn't necessarily work in this situation, like a Steam-like solution. But that's kind of what Crunchyroll is to an extent. Like, it's not exactly the same, but I was like, maybe that would be an interesting thing. Like, if you had Steam come out. Not Steam, but like a Steam-like thing. It's like a service you have to download, have an account. No subscriptions, but old backlog shit that no longer has a Blu-ray, you can buy a digital copy of. Put that bitch on sale, Steam sales and everything, because like you don't want to have the hot shit, because then it's going to conflict with Blu-ray sales and streaming. But there's a bunch of that shit, especially if that Funimation catalog starts getting cut like the way I think it will, that's just going to disappear. And people are going to go right back to piracy, which, depending on how you feel about it, whatever. But anime is one of those things that we have kind of a restricted access to in the West anyway. Fuck it. Like, I don't think my whatever $10, $12 Crunchyroll subscriptions keeping the anime industry afloat. I watch pretty much everything there anyway. But, you know, like, if I want to watch Call of the Night, I'm probably not going to go start a Crunchyroll or a High Dive subscription. If it was on Crunchyroll, I'd watch it. But I don't think I'm going to go that far. I also don't know that I care enough to, like, find it online either, so. But there's stuff like Zapang. Like, I had to watch Zapang on a place that will remain unnamed because no one fucking had it. Like, I would have to secondhand buy the DVD, which, since it's not been out in fucking 14 years, was like exorbitant. It was like $80 for part 1 Blu-ray, and I'm like, you can get fucked, bro. Not even Blu-ray, it's a DVD, because I never got a Blu-ray. But yeah, like a bunch of that shit, I think would be an interesting idea for like old backlogged stuff. If Crunchyroll gets to the point where a lot of other streaming services have got to, where you either have to raise your price or start cutting stuff because you're not going to get more subscribers, that's the way to do it. Like, sure, just sell some shit through Right Stuff, sell Blu-rays, whatever the price Blu-rays are. If you can find a way to do digital only, have like a client that's got a good like video player in it for Crunchyroll, bam, money. And then you don't have to like, I guess you'd still have to have server space for it, but that's a way to pay for that server space, I suppose. Because like HBO is doing its weird thing with Discovery next year, where like they're combining, because everyone, people at WB are like, oh shit, people are like paying way less to just watch HBO and streaming than they are to play for the fucking cable subscriptions. And shit. And I think Discovery's streaming service probably didn't do very well. So, but like a bunch of WB shit got cut, and a bunch of people were saying a lot of streaming stuff's gonna get cut or moved back to just cable subscription because that's more currently lucrative for them. And Netflix, yeah, like they've always had like a rotating roster of stuff, but they've continued to raise their prices, and you know, well, Stranger Things kind of brought it back and was a banger, I guess.
only every couple of years that it comes.
Yeah, like there's nothing consistently on Netflix that I'm like, this validates spending $20 a month.
I think they even said, like when Stranger Things came out this year, obviously their subscriptions increased.
Yeah.
And then like the next month they went back down because everybody already watched it.
Yeah, I think that's like, I think Disney's slowly starting to run into this problem because they can't have things constantly coming out. It's been like, it started like a week between things and people are like, okay, that's kind of a nice break. But now, like, I think since Miss Marvel ended, it's going to be almost a month, if not more, until the next thing, which is either She-Hulk or Andor, one of the two. So yeah, I think people start kind of just dropping those subscriptions. But, you know, Disney's got more money than God, so I think they'll be fine.
True.
But yeah, I think that's a thing. There is, like, I think Cyberpunk, Edge Runner, and the new Castlevania thing. When those come out, I'll be like, okay, I can justify this month of Netflix. But everything else, I'm like, yeah, this. Other than Vinland Saga, I'll probably try to blow through that sometime. But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, until it's like the monopoly, like you've been saying, like WB's been canceling a lot of stuff. That's mostly what I've seen in the news. Like they canceled Batgirl.
Yeah, which was done in test screenings.
It's already done. It was already done, and they just like, we're not going to show it.
Yeah, it's like
it's not,
bro.
It's not. What is it? That sunken cost. And apparently they're like, oh, it's not too far gone, even though they released Morbius twice.
Yeah, like
theaters.
It, because like it really makes me think that like this is a build up to like maybe canceling Flash, because like Flash is fucking done, like for real done. Like Batgirl, there's probably some touch up and stuff, but it was done too. And it's like, bro, these are not cheap movies. Like Flash is what the fucking stupid ass budget on Flash? Hold on,
it was like 200 million.
Yeah, it was stupid expensive.
Yeah, they're like, we spent 200 million on it, so we're still gonna release it. Even though Ezra Miller
fucking nuts. Oh, come on, tell me budget $200 million, which means that shit with marketing probably closer to 3. Maybe they don't cancel that, but that shit. Oh, weird. Shows it was supposed to come out June 23rd. That's obviously passed, so I guess it got delayed. Maybe they're waiting until this whole thing, or maybe making a new excuse for COVID or something. Now I'm curious, what was Batgirl?
Supposed to have Michael Keaton in it too.
Yeah.
And Brendan Fraser. Funny?
Like, is Robot Man?
No.
Oh, just as someone else. Okay. I thought he was supposed to be in something else, because another DC thing is he was supposed to be Firefly, I thought, or something like that.
Yeah, he would have been. Yeah, I think he got canceled.
Batgirl's reported budget was $70 million, so probably closer to like 100 to 150 somewhere. That shit's ridiculous. Like, WB, how you out here canceling $100 million movies like it's nothing? That shit's crazy. But yeah,
it's gonna be Firefly in Batgirl.
That kind of sucks. I really would have liked to see Brandon Fraser.
Yeah,
he's a good guy. I like him doing stuff.
Yeah, I like Doom Patrol. I like that he's back in Doom Patrol.
Yeah. But yeah, I know, just the whole Sony thing and WB doing all that weird shit with HBO and Netflix's perpetual issues just got me thinking. I was like, I wonder where anime's going. wonder what Crunchyroll is gonna look like in like 5 years. It's like outside of a few weird navigations issues, Crunchyroll works fine. Like the video player's fine. It's not hard to find things. Your watch list is pretty easy to use, and it's not uber expensive.
Yeah.
Which means they're either going to like, I don't know, maybe Sony will just leave it alone and let them run it. That's kind of what they've done in the past with like Funimation and stuff. Kind of minor changes, I suppose. But yeah, I just don't like, I feel like any changes they make are probably going to be the like, oh, here's like one good lifestyle change or ease of use change with like 10 other dumb bullshit things that you didn't need, but we're getting paid to make up new features, so deal with it. I don't know.
Speaking on, animes, because that's what we talked about.
Yeah, it is.
I was seeing it's posted. I think it was on Anime News Network, and it's talking about new shows that got picked up, and it was My One Hit Kill Sister, which is an isekai. Reborn to Master the Blade, Aristocrat's Otherworldly Adventure, Strongest Exorcist in Another World, Reborn as a Vending Machine, and Sugar Apple Fairy Tale.
There was one in there that I was gonna make a joke on, but I like instantly forgot the name after you said it. So I was like,
Was it One Hit Kill Sister?
No, what was the next one?
Aristocrat's Otherworldly Adventure.
No, it was the next one.
Reborn to Master the Blade.
Yes, I spent all my time mastering the blade. While you were studying, I spent all my time mastering the blade.
While you were living your normal life, I was reborn in another world mastering the blade.
Hell yeah. I'm into the show now. Let's go. I'm going to immediately forget the name of that show again. That's how my life is.
I'm the villainess, so I'm taming the final boss. That one actually might be good. But yeah, so it's like the One Hit Kill Sister. Apparently that's gonna, I guess it's like the MILF-sekai.
Oh.
It's like Reborn Another World with it's like my mom and her multi-target head attacks or whatever.
Yeah.
Because like he was isekai, but he's weak and doesn't have any like OP abilities. But he also finds his older sister, but she has like older abilities or like OP abilities.
So this is the Sisekai.
It's Sisekai. Oh god, it says she has a brother complex.
Yep. You can't have a brother and sister in something if no one's trying to bang another one.
Nope, I'm not watching that.
I'm not gonna lie, I have almost zero interest to watch the show, but that my ex is my stepmom's daughter or something, whatever the fuck that show is.
Yeah.
I keep seeing clips on that, clips of that on like TikTok and other places, and I'm like, yo, this shit's wild. How the fuck is this a show? Like, this is some domestic girlfriend dumb shit that I might have watched like 8 to 10 years ago. But not now. I mean, maybe now. I don't know. I just like, I feel like that is a trope, or not trope, but like a pull that doesn't have legs as well. Like, I don't think you can get that many hijinks to last 12 episodes, right. Which is why I think seeing clips. It's like, this is the best scene from this episode, but the rest of it's fucking stupid. Like, okay. That's all I needed to know. This show is as dumb as I think it is.
I also didn't realize that the Crunchyroll Expo was going on today.
Oh shit! I wonder if
that's where all the news is coming from.
Well, that explains it. Vending machine.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that to come out so that I can Photoshop out a vending machine and put it in the background. We're gonna
Nice.
have to mess it. Ah, damn. I was just like, as we were like starting, like as we were waiting, because we sat on like the call for like half hour before we started recording. I was trying to find a picture of Mao from Devil's a Part-Timer to put on the OBS background, and I just realized I could have shoved some Kamen Rider bullshit on here, and I didn't do it, and I'm so disappointed in myself.
Such a failure.
Yeah. I'm going to remove the Brosekai people off of the screen, and I'm going to put some Kamen Rider bullshit, because I get to control the things. Might put some Ruby stuff on there, too. I don't know. Yeah. Kamen Rider really good.
Kamen Rider is really good.
I don't think I'll ever...
Holy shit. He's
Oh,
alive.
oh my god, did Sevi not die? Did your computer kill you?
No, I'm the victor this day.
Oh, okay. So the Discord's Ouija board function is not working, is what you're saying.
No, my assuming that this is gonna work, it would mean that my liquid cooling went out.
Oh.
So because I was in the other room and I came back and I was like, oh, did my computer install an update? And I turned it back on, and it was like, oh hey, we turned your computer off because your CPU got hot. It's like, that's weird. So I booted it up. It was making a little bit of a weird-ish noise, but I was feeling around and like the fans were still blowing for the radiator and everything. So I was like, okay. And then like as it was starting back up, like as soon as it logged in, it just went all down again. So I was like, fuck.
So did you just like have like an extra liquid cooling system just like
No,
laying
I don't have
around?
an extra liquid cooling system, but I have some heat sinks.
Oh, okay.
So I had whenever I had upgraded my processor, it came with a heat sink.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I've got liquid cooling. I'm not gonna,
Downgrade.
the heat sink on whenever I've got like a liquid cooling, like for it. So I just used that, but I had to go unplug everything from my computer, like open up the case. Had to go find some brackets because the brackets for the liquid cooling is not the same that you would need for the brackets for a heatsink. So I had to go through that. I didn't have any of the screws for it, so I had to go through like my box, like my screw container that I've got of all these like miscellaneous screws to find one that would fit and work. And I managed to find I had exactly 4
I was
to
lucky.
get the brackets on. So got those, and then did that. And with the liquid cooling, since it's like all tied together, you can't just like take it off the top like of the processor. I had to take the fans off the top and then take the radiator out and then take the cooler off of the processor. Then had to wipe the thermal paste off, get new thermal paste, get the new heatsink synced up, get all the fans and stuff plugged in for it, reassemble everything, and then plug it all back in and boot and see if it works.
That sounds awful.
So
Like,
that's
that did not sound
what I've
fun.
been doing since I disappeared.
Well, that it was funny because like you're like, oh, I'm gonna go get something, and then like after a couple of minutes, Dean was like, did Seppi just leave? And I'm like, nah, he just went to go get something. He's like, no, he's not here. And then like I looked, I was like, oh shit, you just disappeared. And then you send the message like, oh, that explains a lot. But yeah, I would have just been like, oh yeah, he's just still getting water like 30 minutes later. Like, maybe he had to go down the street. I don't know.
So what have we covered so far?
So we ramble a lot. I'm not gonna lie. That's to be expected. We covered most of our stuff, but we know there are a few things that you've watched that like we also have been watching. So where do you want to start in your week? Like, what have you watched that?
Here, I'm gonna sort this from A to Z, and then I'm gonna sort this from A to Z, so I can look at and see what we have that's current. Current things that I'm watching. Let's see. So, I've watched the first 2 episodes of Black Summoner.
Yes.
How did you like that CGI fight?
Listen, like,
It was.
do they just not have a budget right now, or
I thought it was okay.
Yeah, I like in comparison to Overlord, we're like, this looks way better.
comparison to Overlord, it looks better, but comparison to like anime, like styled like animation and stuff, as opposed to just CGI, it's still not good. Like, even like, you know, CGI that's like that was good CGI compared to, you know, more traditional like animation that's just mediocre. Like, most of the time it's like that mediocre one still looks a little bit better though than like the good CGI. And it might be different if it's the fact that it changes up.
Yeah, because I was like, I like how it didn't look super wonky, but it was really weird for them to. It's like it's 2D and then like it instantly changes to CG.
Yeah, and it would
And you're like, what the fuck?
and it would flop back and forth at times.
Yeah.
It didn't be like, and now we're doing this, and now it's gonna be CGI through this, and then once this fight's done, it'll be cut back to normal. It was like it would do that, but then he'd go to talk or something like that, and it would cut back to animation, and then cut back to CG. Which is just like kind of like in like Skelly Knight, where it's just like, why did you start using CG there? Like, that doesn't.
Yeah, I feel like it's
It
a
was
little
just
bit more
awkward.
deliberate in the fight because it feels like it's tied purely to the action. But yeah,
Yeah,
it like now that I'm thinking about it, the talking that I just super forgot they did because I was like, I like the atmosphere of this fight. It does like revert back. Yeah. Oh.
One sec. I've lost all audio. Give me one sec.
Oh shit! It's
God, he's dying again.
the Ouija board function was not strong enough. Oh, I just about spilled my cider all over everything. It would have been 2 computers down for the day. That wouldn't have been good.
I can't do this by myself.
No. I don't think any of us could do it by ourselves. I don't think any of us are that interesting. We all are white men, or very bland white cracker, saltine men with opinions on the animus and other things. But yeah, Will Stevie is having technical difficulties again. Yeah, I did like. I think that is. I also don't think about things a lot, so I'll take that with a grain of salt.
It's
I
like
think
a hamster on a wheel,
yeah,
but it's eating most of the time.
yeah, it gets tired and it's like nope. Then it's like whoa, and then it's done. It's like okay, I'm done. I think the like atmosphere of that fight totally distracted me from the fact that they did cut between like regular animation when he was talking.
Yeah.
But it didn't happen a lot, I felt like. So maybe I think that helps because Skelly Knight, it was usually like there was some in the fights, but it was also like weird, just random, like we're standing around. I'm like, why? What? This makes zero, like this isn't even a save, this cost saving measure. Why? What are you happening?
All right, let's see if this is gonna work now.
Can you hear us?
I can hear you guys now, but like my headset would just like would be connected, and then it would start blinking saying it's not connected, but I could still hear you guys, and then it would just like cut out randomly. So
That's weird.
oh god, I love that.
Yeah. Linus Tech Tips. It's not going well.
While you were gone, the Crunchyroll Expo is this weekend, and they announced a lot of stuff.
Are they gonna fix their fucking app?
No, they did not mention that. They just
Oh, I don't give a fuck then.
they just talked about new animes that are coming out.
Now, you may not give a fuck, but listen.
Yeah.
It's reborn as a vending machine.
Here, yeah, this is what they're gonna do. It's like, we've got a special announcement for you guys, everybody here at Crunchyroll Con, or whatever the fuck we're calling it. Listen, we got the newest season of the new show that you're looking for. We've got it, and we've got, get it, 23 seasons of it. It's all the same season, but there's 23. Each season is a different language we've dubbed it in.
Yes. And rarely is English the first stop.
And we're
English
gonna mark
number 17.
and we're gonna
Depending on
mark
which
it.
show you're watching.
We're gonna mark it as dubbed, but there's no English dub.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you're searching, it's only going to show up as subtitled until you click into the actual show. Let's go.
Well, Funimation never fixed theirs, and they got bought out.
Yeah.
Funimation's at least better than fucking Crunchyroll's.
Someone needs to
have you-
buy Sony.
Have you been using the Xbox app for Crunchyroll?
No.
Okay. The
I don't.
Xbox. I don't
Crunchyroll.
use the Fire TV anymore. I just use the Crunchyroll app in the Xbox, and I have never had an issue with it. So I'm gonna keep rolling
You ever
with
had
that
an
as
issue
long
finding the thing that you're trying to find?
No, because most of the time I'm just looking in the updates. I don't know what I'm trying to search for. Right.
Garbage.
I'm not going to lie. I thought that was Sevy's computer making that noise. I was like, good God. What is happening here?
Yeah, so they're doing they're adding Reborn as a vending machine, getting adaptation,
Fuck yeah.
anime adaptation.
Hypest.
I'm never gonna watch it.
I'm gonna watch the first episode.
I'm going to watch all of it. Calling it now. Let's go.
Damn it, I forgot what that list was that I was reading off of. Was it like my one hit kill sister?
It's the
Not watching
Sisekai.
that. Yeah, I was like, yes, it's Isekai. I read the description and it was like, this dude was Isekai and he's got no powers. He's weak, but then he finds out his sister has all the OP powers, but she has a brother complex.
So isn't this just like kind of like what happened with the Isekai one where his mom got all the power?
The
Yeah, but
Milsekai.
But I don't think they tried to fuck each other.
I don't know. I didn't watch it.
I didn't watch it either. But I read that it said she has a brother complex, so I'm not gonna watch it now.
Chris.
What was the
Uh,
fucking
Reborn to master the blade, from hero king to extraordinary squire.
well, you were busy living your normal life. I was busy getting Isekai to master the blade.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like really intense method acting to try to get a part as playing Blade in the new Blade movie.
Yes.
Just literally studying Blade.
I've read all the comics. I've followed
repeat.
Wesley Snipes more than he'd like. Let's go. Mahershala Ali. I'm gonna be the next Blade.
Let's see. A middle-aged man. This is the vending machine. A middle-aged man with one passion in his life meets a fitting end in a traffic accident. Truck Coon strikes again.
He's back.
That's where most stories would end, but instead, this is where his begins. He's reborn as what he admired most in life, a vending machine. But his new lease on life
Wait,
happens in the.
He admired most in his life a vending machine.
Yes.
That's what
Really?
he admired most in his life.
Because
Yes.
he ate
He
and
deserved to get hit
drank.
by a truck.
I guess he lived on vending machine food.
That sounds incredibly unhealthy.
I mean,
But his new lease on life happens in the worst place possible. What can a vending machine do in a monster-infested dungeon when he can't speak or move on his own?
This is the funny thing about Japan, though. It's because they're just like, what's the easiest way for someone to just randomly die? And it's like hit by a car.
hell
If
yeah.
this was done in America, it would just be like, yeah, he just got shot.
You got shot.
Got shot.
Okay, well, what if we want to isekai like a kid or something like that? Even easier.
Jesus.
My God.
I didn't fuck this country.
You're not wrong. Unless death vending machine related news.
Listen, whenever if there are legitimately companies that are now marketing like Kevlar backpacks for students,
True.
I think we can agree that like at some point along the way,
We
somebody's fucked up.
Yeah, someone needs to take the L and be like, listen, we fucked up, guys. In less gun related news, so you watched Black Summoner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm digging it though.
Yeah.
Did
It's fun.
We talked about how we really like that he's like a schizophrenic with his summons because all the voices are in his head.
And he's like speaking out loud to them.
Yeah.
And he's like, y'all just shut up. And they're just like, we're so sorry. It's like,
I like didn't even apologize either. He's like, yeah, power play, let's
Yeah.
go.
But I do like that, like, everything he makes a contract with just, like, gets fucking, like, you know, just lives in his head rent free.
I like
yeah.
that the slime is there too. Like anything that can't even speak that just makes noises, you bet that shit's there. It's just making slime noises.
That's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying it. Which sucks because like I watched some of it today. I watched the second episode today, and I was just like, I just want to watch the next episode though.
Right. Yeah.
But I'm like, I don't feel like watching the sub because I was playing a game while I was watching.
Was it Ghosts?
Yeah, it's getting really good.
Nice.
I was like, all right, I've completed all the side quests. Time to do the story mission. I looked up and I was like, story mission. I was like, wait, Act 1?
God,
Oh fuck.
that's the Sevi way of playing.
Yep. Do everything else first.
Everything else first, and never use your inventory.
I mean, I use the arrows sometimes. Not always the specialty arrows.
I'm gonna save those and not use them in a
yeah.
boss fight, which is
Well,
what I'm saving them for.
In the boss fights, it's typically just like, you know, you can only really use your sword.
Mm.
When it becomes like the big like one-on-one boss fight, and a lot of that is like making sure you can get your parries and dodges down.
Like
So.
Sekiro.
No, because I can actually play this one again.
Accurate.
So yeah, the Black Summoner's good. I'm liking it. It's I'm not gonna say it's like my standout of the season so far, but like it's pretty high up there.
It's got the most laughs out of me. Well, I watched those 4 episodes of I Quit Hearing today.
Okay, yeah. So
I think
I
that
think
one
we're
that
caught
one was
up.
funnier.
We're at the same spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
His method for like getting out of doing things for management.
Yeah.
It's like, here's what you do. You get brownie points, and you know, don't have to do too much. And he was just like, just get him drunk. He's like, can I pour more wine? More wine. More wine.
And then she's like, hell yeah, we're gonna start drinking bottles now.
And he's like, shit.
Fuck it. It backfired. Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. Or it was funny when he's like came back when he was interviewing in like the beginning of the episode. And he's just like, I beat all of you like pretty easily. You should already know how strong I am.
Yeah, that was good. But it was fun because he kind of like went over kind of like how he defeated each of them.
Yeah.
And at the same time, he was just like, "Oh yeah, like you were way better at this, so I just did this instead."
Yeah. It's like one of the strongest mages, and I just negated your magic, and
Yeah.
then beat you physically.
Because like the super strong guy, I'm trying to remember what he did.
The dragonkin.
in
Yeah,
because he was just like
he just
he had
blasted him with magic.
oh yeah, because his physical resistance was just stupid high,
Yeah,
and he was super strong, so he couldn't like beat him like one-on-one physically. So he's just like, I'll just blast him with magic because his magic resistance was like super low.
so I'm gonna give him a key blast.
But yeah, so far it's been pretty good. I'm enjoying it, but it's not one of those that's just like jumping out. It's just like, oh my
Yeah.
god, like this is so fucking good.
That last episode, I faded in and out of. I
Yeah,
think was the one where the wolf. I think that was the one.
last episode was the one where he met with the Demon Queen.
Oh, okay. So the one before that.
The one before that, when they're like when he's trying
Doing
to
the
teach
supply
them
lines.
how to like
Yeah.
use help.
Yeah. Whenever he was running around on the island with the wolf
Yeah, that
girl,
was pretty like.
I was like,
meh.
I'm just not paying attention right now.
Yeah, which is why I'm just kind of like,
Yeah.
like I'm a little concerned. This is gonna go the same way that the greatest Demon Lord Reborn as a typical nobody went, in the sense that
right.
it's a fun concept, but
it
after
can't
the
hold
first
it.
few episodes, like they don't know what to do with that concept anymore, so they just
Yeah.
kind of go right back to the normal tropes, and then just kind of like ignore, you know, like the initial thing that they were like going on about. Because
Right.
like the Demon Lord as a nobody, that was just like, he's like, I don't want to be Demon Lord, I don't want to be powerful, like I just want to have a normal quiet life. But then he's just like, oh yeah, I can go do this. Sure, yeah, I can go do this. Yeah, I'll go fight. And it's like, all right. So you just like, they don't know what they're wanting to do with it. So quitting heroing, caught up on Overlord, 4th season.
Hell yeah. The big Warrior King fight.
Yeah,
Bone,
Iron's
bone
always
daddy.
3 steps ahead of everyone else.
Yeah, I like these trolls
Yes.
up in that arena like, I own this bitch.
Yeah. It's like, sup, little emperor? What you doing? Who your
Sup,
friends?
bitch.
Who are your friends?
Remember, I can destroy your entire kingdom without
Yep.
like breaking a sweat.
I'll do it right
I
now.
don't have pores and can't sweat.
I got goats for that.
Goat
Yeah.
sweat. They look terrible too.
And that was
Hopefully,
just with a small section of an army. Think what I could do with your entire kingdom, Emperor.
Yeah.
I fuck everything up. Everyone's dead. Let's go. Hopefully that fight, the Warrior King fight's not CG. Hopefully.
Yeah,
So,
I'm kind of curious how some of it's gonna go, like his relationships with his subordinates, because it seems like in order to like really, he's wanting to rule these lands, and if he's going to do that, like, you know, he wants like systems of power and stuff in place and all that stuff, so he's not like micromanage shit, and they can just, you know, because like there were several where it's just like, yeah, just pledge allegiance to me and like just keep on doing your thing, and they're like, okay, like Karn Village, like in season 3 we saw that, and he's just like, oh yeah, I help them out whenever they really need it, and you know, they fucking love me there. And then like the end of season 3, when he's just like, oh, we'll see what they do, and they're just like, nah, fuck you, little prince. Ooh, we're sticking with Ainz.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself. So that was, it's, and like, that's the whole thing. It's like Karn village has been underneath his rule, and they fucking love it.
Yeah.
Everybody
like this
loves it.
great.
They love him. Like, there's no issue. But like all of his fucking subordinates still fucking despise humans.
Oh yeah, all the time.
Like that what was her name? Was it Loop? The one that was sent to kind of like watch over the village?
Oh, yeah.
Lupus Regina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you know, she's like putting on a smile and like smiling, like nice face with the talking to the humans in the village, but then she like leaves. She's like, I fucking hate all of them.
Yeah.
And then like Albedo is just like one touches her and she's just like,
Oh god, that
"I need to
guy that touched her
sanitize
arm.
my
Yeah.
hand. I'm gonna fucking murder all of them. They're
Yeah.
scum." And yeah, they just like all of them have that mentality that the humans are just fucking worthless. And then Ainz is just like, no, like, don't just fucking kill them.
He's like, he doesn't really care for them because like he's like been undead for so long, but he doesn't hate them.
Undead he's been undead for like a year now.
I don't know.
Even
Even like it's like even when, maybe it was just the book because like every time something happens, he's always thinking about. He's like, well, if I was human, I feel like I would have cared before. He's like, but I don't really care anymore.
Well, part of that has to do with like that the
The-
like emotion regulation thing.
Yeah,
that he's
yeah.
got. But
Yeah.
anytime he starts having like emotions or caring about something like that, he just like shuts that shit down. So I feel like
Also-
that's part of it.
and not the last episode, but the one before it, when the ball, we got Albedo and Crazy Princess Lady together
Yeah.
talking. I'm like, oh man, that's not good. It was like at the credits.
Oh,
So
okay.
they were in a
I
room.
might have skipped
So
that.
it was Albedo and Princess whatever the fuck,
Crazy bitch.
crazy bitch.
Oh, okay. I remember like towards the end of that episode, her going in there, and I heard talking, but I just like after that went on to the next thing.
Oh,
I didn't
yeah.
actually
Yeah,
see
the
the.
princess that's
scene.
like
They were
like,
talking to
like
each other.
is super into that one dude
Yeah,
Yeah.
her like
Knight of Mid,
bodyguard.
because
Yeah,
he's kind of mid at everything he does.
yeah.
She calls him his her puppy.
Yeah,
Which is
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, she's
so-
she's weird.
Sir Mid's
Oh.
a lot.
Sir-
Everything
Uh,
he does, he's just everything is just so mid about him.
It is, really is.
Like they even talk about it. They're just like he's average, but like he's never gonna be better.
No, he
True.
doesn't get any better.
What was it?
apparently.
What's the dead
Rain?
boy's name?
Oh,
Former
Gazelf?
Gazelf. Was it him and Brain that were talking? And it's just like, yeah, I mean, like you can strive and try and get so like you only get so much better, but like if you just don't have the skill, you just don't have it, sort of a
Right.
thing. And he was
Yeah.
just like, yeah, he'll never progress.
Yeah.
Past like a certain point.
Yeah, he gonna suck. He ain't gonna be good.
But yeah, it's been pretty good so far. Even though it's not been a lot of just like action packed. You know, Heinz's fucking was it Momon the
Oh,
Adamantite
yeah,
warrior.
the adventure.
Yeah, so he's not like there's not much action of them running around doing stuff. It's just more of like the politics, the things that Cody loves.
Hell yeah, been into that.
I'll-
What did you think about Ainz's new drip, his new swag?
I don't care.
I don't care.
I mean, it was the whole thing. He's just like he got to that point. Where I think he was even saying. I think his exact words like, "Man, I don't give a fuck. Just put me in whatever."
Maybe not every episode. It feels like he's gotten a new outfit almost every episode. Yeah, I think he got one in the first one and then in this one.
Yeah, because he got the
red robes.
red robes.
Yeah, because the first time he was like, "Yeah, just me in whatever," and it was just like a bunch of like ornamental like stuff, and he's just like,
No.
What?
"All right, I didn't need to be so extra, but whatevs."
Yeah. He's got all the bling.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. Still just kind of waiting to see what plays out. Then I started the Daily Life of the Immortal King, that dub.
How do you like that so far?
I like it.
Can you like? You can feel the like. I don't say weirdness. The differences. Being like kind of Donghua. It's like. It's hard to put your finger on, but it does feel different.
There are some differences.
Yeah, like the names obviously are gonna like kind of pull that way as well, but it feels like just the setting, not necessarily the magic, but like the actual physical buildings and stuff, and some of the ornamentation around it. It feels a little different. But yeah, like the magic's cool. The main character's kind of just whatever. He's like, I don't care. I'm just here. I did really want. I doubt we'll see it, obviously, but I hope that dog becomes like the cat from Ghost Stories.
Oh, the English dub of the cat from Ghost Stories.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I don't think it's gonna get that crazy, but
because the cat, that whole English dub, like they didn't abide by any sort of a script at that point.
Yeah, they did their own thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that, since it's the demon just in dog form, I was like, I really want this thing to just kind of like always be an asshole.
So, I'm enjoying it so far, but part of it is really is giving me the vibe of just like hey, can we watch the disastrous life of was it Sakai, right?
I have no idea.
The dude with like the pink hair, glasses. Ever seen that show?
I'm drawing a huge blank right now.
A sec, I'll send you a picture. I know you've seen this dude. Good crap.
But this is that at home, basically. It's the kind of cheap knockoff version.
It doesn't feel like a cheap knockoff necessarily, but like the main character does.
Okay, I can kind of see that. Yeah, he's
that dude.
Okay, I've seen this dude before. I know. Okay, I've never seen it, but I've seen him.
Psychic.
Yeah. If you haven't watched, I watched like the first 2 seasons. And like he's just like this all-powerful like psychic telekinetic sort of a dude. Just trying to kind of like have a normal type life. And just like, you know, like for him, like, you know, the antennas he's got on his sides and stuff like that, like those are there to try and rein in like his psychic abilities. So it's kind of like the golden pill that dude has to take, or like the seals that he was always having to wear to like rein in his power. Like there's like been a few times where like one of those gets knocked off and then it's just like it goes haywire in that show. But he's very like, you know, emotionless, stoic, just doesn't want really anything to do with anybody. And then like the popular girl in school like seems to like kind of have a crush on him because he just shows no interest in her.
Yeah, he's just like, I don't care about any of you people.
So it's like all of the guys are chasing her, she's chasing him, and he's just trying to go home and like
basically
doesn't want anything to do with any of them. Which is why I'm getting like serious vibes that like are related, like it's like that the immortal life of the Immortal King or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Daily Life of the Immortal King. There's just like a lot of similarities between the two. Like if you're liking that show, Cody, you should really check out this one. Give it a shot. just so you can, because I want to see if you pick up on some of the similarities. It's honestly been probably 3 or 4 years since I've watched the show. Let's see, when did the anime come out?
Let me see if I can.
Looks like it came out. It looks like in 2016 was when the Disastrous Life show came out.
Oops. Oh god. There we go. All right. Yeah. Okay. Hold on. There we go. Okay. Yeah. No. That. Yeah. Because I have been enjoying it. I feel like if he doesn't do anything else, he might be a very boring protagonist. Because I don't know how much they can really get out of. I'm assuming they can probably get a fair bit out of his antics, but with like just random magic shit and him not realizing how strong it is.
So I think the main character, I think he realizes how strong he actually is. He's just like, it's just like, I feel like he just doesn't care about it at this point.
Yeah.
Like,
very just
kinda,
like, I want to chill.
Yeah, it kind of talked about it a bit, like whenever he was a baby, and he could just like read the minds of his parents, and he's just like, I am in a no-win situation here.
Yeah, with the sword and trying not to break it.
Yeah,
or whatever.
Yeah, so he's like, what are the scenarios I can go through? Like, what is like something I can do to just stop them from fighting? And he's like, oh, I'll piss myself.
I like that got Dean's attention. He's like, what?
He's a baby, and he knows he's like super powerful. And like his dad bought like this, supposed to be this like this expensive sword, like use and harness like his magic or something like that because of how strong he already is. And like in his head, the dad's like, oh yeah, this was super expensive, but he won't even be able to use it just yet, and that means I get to use it. And then his wife was just like, why would he spend so much on a fucking sword? Whatever, you could just buy like a cheap knockoff.
Yeah, because I think that was the thing, is she had bought the cheap knockoff, right?
I don't remember. It was one of the two.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Basically, like, yeah, it was like, it wasn't good. It was not going to be able to hold in his power. Like the minute he touched it, it was like done for, and he knew it. And he knew it was gonna lead to a fight. And so like he touched it and it broke, and as they started fighting, he was just like, I don't know what to do. And he's just like, well, this is the only way to like stop them fighting. And so like he like, all right, I'll piss myself. And start crying, and they're like, oh, we gotta take care of him.
Solution to everything. Just piss yourself.
But there's like a lot of stuff where it's just like, it shows kind of his backstory a little bit on like, I think why he's become kind of like very stoic and non-confrontational. And it was like, it's very like, they're very comedic in the show. They take themselves very like, it's not serious.
Yeah, it's a very lighthearted show. It's not overly serious.
So it was like when some of the kids on the playground like tried to grab like the seal on the back of his neck or something like that.
Yeah, they just got blasted backwards.
Yeah, and he's not even paying attention, and just like the eruption of energy from them touching it, like they literally knocked the pants off of all of them.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
And he doesn't even realize that he's still just sitting there laughing and like drawing on something.
Yeah.
So it's his parents made a big deal to like try and keep everything low key, don't use your powers too much. So I feel like he's really been like, he was super stifled growing up, which led to him being so kind of like reserved. I did like in I think it was the latest episode that aired when they were making the vitality balls.
He's a fucking microwave.
Yeah, and he's just like, what? He's like, oh, he switched out his for mine and all this stuff. And it comes back and it's like, in reality, no, he made a shitty one because he used a microwave.
Yeah. That like I like just him being kind of like clueless about shit is like one of the funniest parts of that show.
Yeah.
I liked that like I think it's towards the beginning of that episode where he catches the dog after it has stolen that other guy's furnace or whatever the fuck it was. And that guy's like, "Why do you have my furnace?" and pulls a gun out on him immediately. And I'm like, the strongest magic truly is gun. And it was like a
water gun.
Yeah,
Like
still.
a powerful poison that if it got on your skin would cause like a rash.
But you ingest it, you might die.
It's apparently deadly.
Yeah.
I do like how he was just like, oh, I can just heal him.
And the dude keeps cutting
He's
him
like-
off.
Yeah, and then he just like kind of kept going along with this dude. When he was just like, I mean, I could have just healed the guy,
Yeah, I could have just done that, but okay.
but like he's just like, you know what? All right, yeah, it's like whatever you want to do, my dude.
I like that. Like once they figured out the dog could speed it up, they just kept like shocking the dog.
Yeah, that was pretty great.
That show.
And then the girl that is now like super like obsessed with him. Like it's like the teachers and stuff, they know about him and how strong he is. But like it was fun to see that like they saw right through her shit that she was trying to pull.
Yeah. With the like charm or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was
show.
cool.
It, like, I feel like it is. I don't want to say it's better than it has any right to be, but it does like. I don't think it's overly great, but it is a very fun show. Like, I don't think it's going to be my favorite of the season, but it's a very enjoyable watch.
Yeah. it's been pretty good.
Hell yeah. Daily life.
And then I've watched the first 2 episodes of Devil's a Part-Timer of season 2.
Yeah, it's a baby.
Yeah.
That's my only thought about it, is the baby.
So I don't know if it's because like whenever I watched Devil's Part-Timer, the first season of it, like it had already been like out for a while, and I don't think it was like readily available to like stream many places either. Like I had a friend that had seen it and had bought like the Blu-ray box set of it on and that's where I had watched it. And so like we just sat down and like watched it over the course of like 1 or 2 nights. And it was good. Like I mean I really enjoyed, you know, Devil's Part-Timer the first season. But I'm 2 episodes in and I'm trying to go back and think. At 2 episodes, how was I feeling about the first season? Because, you know, as we're watching it coming out, like you can't kind of just binge through and get through it all. But I don't know if it's one of those things where, you know, it's just been so long since the first season happened that like it's kind of lost that novelty. But I'm having trouble vibing with it so far.
Yeah, like it. Dean's watched it more recently than I have. I don't like it. It's been a number of years since I've seen it, and I don't remember a lot of it. So like going into it, I was like, I don't remember some of these characters or how they got here necessarily. I still think there is some humor in it, but I think the baby thing, like maybe once it's been around for an episode or 2, it'll kind of mellow out back to where it was. But yeah, the baby is
like,
it's okay.
I don't like kids.
I don't like kids.
Yeah, I'm hoping that
And
the amusement park will be funny, but we'll see.
Very much like a baby,
Yeah, it's
crying all the time and
like
all that stuff.
actual baby.
Uh,
The baby. It's my
yeah.
favorite part.
So
That is saying that.
this is something I wanted to bring up regarding this though.
Yeah.
I think I talked to Dean about this the other day whenever he came by. But it's not the same studio that did the first one.
Mhm.
I'm not sure if you've if you saw that or not.
Oh yeah, I was super unaware. And Dean said that. I was like, oh, well, I guess maybe yeah.
I brought
So-
up that you mentioned it to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the people who did the first season, they are the same studio that did like Steins Gate, ReZero, Akame ga Kill, what else? Goblin Slayer. They did the Overly Cautious Hero as well. Boy, they've done a lot.
The studio that did this season or the
They
original?
did the first season.
Okay, the first
did all
season,
of
okay.
those. But like for the most part, like kind of going through, a lot of their stuff is pretty highly rated on Mal, at least.
Yeah,
They've got
pretty
some-
prominent
some-
things.
Pretty high up there. Their highest rated one they've done being Steins Gate at a 9.08
Yeah, that makes
average.
sense.
Then like their top 5 is Steins Gate. Their second one is I'm guessing probably the first season of ReZero, which is like an 8.24. Akame ga Kill is 7.47. Oh, this is not sorting, I guess, in order of rating. I don't know what their sort is on this. Maybe it's like the weighted average that they're kind of going with of how many. Oh, it's how many people have rated it.
Ah, okay.
Let's see. Can I sort by score? Okay. Well, if we do the top 5, sorting by score, 3 of them are Steins Gate things, and then the next 2 are ReZero.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So probably not a great way to judge it. But yeah, it's got lots of stuff that they've done. Compared to this studio, and then like also the amount that the studio's done is quite a bit more than this other one. A lot of their ratings are pretty mid.
Did any of the titles stand out? Like,
So
have you seen any of them?
the only one that's really like jumping out at me of ones that like I know Dean has also seen is they are the studio that did the Sword Art Gun Gale online.
Okay.
Other than that, I was like kind of going through some of the stuff that they've done. I don't know of any of these other things they've done.
Great. That's a good sign.
But yeah, their most well-known thing has been the Sword Art spin-off Gun Gale, which I will say, like, for the most part I enjoyed, because we were finally like not dealing with the tiny edgelord in his harem.
Oh, is that the one that's the little pink chick?
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
the P90? Yeah, okay. Okay, I know what you're talking about now. I didn't watch it, but I know of it.
It was good.
It was good. Um, honestly, I liked it better than some of the Sword Art seasons that we've had. I mean, to be fair, that was it Alicization or whatever it was, Dean, that we started.
Yeah.
I never even finished that one.
Oh, okay.
Did you?
I did. And I bought the game for it too.
Was it decent?
It was alright. It was just definitely weird because like he was in. It got really extra because it was like he was in a coma and
all I remember from it was Dean and I watching, and I think we were on like episode, was it 6, 7, maybe?
The fucking bedroom.
And we were just like, literally, we were just saying, it's like, you know what?
We're just making jokes.
Finally, good job, Sword Art. You've managed to get through a halfway through. You get through a series like a part without a sexual assault happening. And then the next episode, that shit happens, and it's just like,
I mean, you had to say it. You tempted the Sword Art gods, and they provided.
It's one of those things where I'm just like, somebody needs to take a look at whoever writes this show. Like, why do you keep putting this in here, my dude?
You know what else is on my like whenever I'm listening to my Overlord book? What's getting recommended to me now is Sword Art Online novelization.
Why?
Because it's
anime books.
Why would you want to?
I got Bryce Papenbrook reading it, so.
Is that the guy that does Kirito?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And
kind of hoping it would be someone else, but that's fine.
Well, they're gonna have Bryce Papenbrook and Caitlin Glass, which is awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna pay for it.
Yeah, as much as I'm not interested in that, it does make me interested that maybe they'll like do other audiobooks with multiple people, because that would be kind of sick.
You know, I think I would have preferred, instead of following Kirito constantly all the goddamn time with all of the Sword Art stuff that they've done, I think I would have rather have had him do that story, and then, like they did with Gun Gale, doing these alternative things. Like, basically, we know the story, we know the course of events, we know what happened in Sword Art following Kirito, but then have like a season where like each episode you're kind of following just a different person and like their experience and what they were going through while also in that world.
Yeah, kind of like an anthology type situation.
Yeah, something along those lines, where it's just like other people were doing stuff other than Kirito through that whole ordeal. Like
Klein.
Who?
Klein.
The redhead guy.
Redhead samurai.
I don't think it's a person.
He doesn't exist.
Shut up, Klein. Come back when you're a main character.
Exactly.
You'd like quit.
Yeah, so in regards to the studio, like, and so far, like, animation wise, like, it has, like, from the get-go, I was just like, this looks a bit different, but I was like, well, it was also been almost like 10 years since, you know, the
first one
original came out, because let's see, the original aired in spring of 2013. So it's been 9 years since between the first and second season. So I was like, obviously there's been a lot of like advancements in animation, maybe that's part of it, but sometimes it's just like the characters just looked kind of different to me.
Yeah, I like the more I've like thought about what Mao looks like, he does look like a little softer. Like it's not as drastic as like High School DxD or Attack on Titan, but it is different.
I was gonna say, like, it almost seemed like it almost felt like they made him look like a lot younger. Like it seems like they
I think it's kind of that softness. Yeah,
they made them look like much younger people.
Yeah. Because, like, before we started, I was trying to find a picture of Maoritho on the OBS background. And all the ones from season 1, he has, like, really spiky hair. So it kept, like, not, like, detecting everything. So it's either his hair's missing or a big chunk of the background's back there. Because it was a whole thing. But, yeah, like, it does look different. It feels like they tried to stay to the same art style, but, like, it's got their own thing to it, versus, like, Attack on Titan, where Mappa's like, fuck your Attack on Titan, look at these guys and these scary faces. But, yeah, it is a little weird. I wonder if maybe that's why it came back, as another studio was like, hey, we'll do it. Because the other studio's like, we got more Steins Gate to make, baby, let's go. Steins Gate forever. The last Steins Gate thing came out like 2 years ago.
But even then, like, so far, just like the story is just.
Is this adapted from something, or is it just like an anime original?
No, there's a manga.
Okay.
Out.
Oh yeah, duh.
Let's see. It is. Oh shit! What the fuck? Mangas? Are you serious?
Yes.
It started in February of 2011, and it finished in August of 2020.
Yep. So there's a lot of that to go, unless they took like a big hiatus in the middle or something.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Let's see. Does it tell me how many?
It should, if it's on Mal, it should tell you like on the side panel, like how many volumes or chapters. Probably volumes.
Chapters unknown. Well, okay, volumes 21. Is that a lot?
Yeah, that's a lot.
Okay.
So yeah, they probably didn't take a big hiatus at any point. I think Dean, Overlord has 15, right? 15 or 16.
For the light novels, I don't know about the manga.
That's like 15 volumes though, right?
It's gonna, I think 16 volumes is supposed to finish the book, and it's like,
so it'll be a little different, but still.
And they're like 900 or 9 hours for each.
Yeah, because like now that I'm thinking about it, I think that may not be. I mean, I guess it depends, but I'm trying to think. Here we go. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so for perspective, Jujutsu Kaisen currently has 16 volumes. So maybe it's not as long as I think, but it is still probably fairly.
I don't know how big the volume is either.
Yeah, I mean that varies too, which is difficult, but
or how they publish them.
It's usually, I think.
Oh, well, it says the source is a light novel for the looking at the devil as a part-timer, but I looked under, was it? Does Mal distinguish manga and light novels on their thing?
I think they list them, but I think they are separate listings. Because what it'll do, like if it's an like adaptation of a light novel, like if the manga is an adaptation, it'll say adapted from or adapted somewhere on the page. But I think it also does it backwards too. Let me see if I can. I don't remember how it shows up on.
Oh no, okay, so no, it's not a manga. So it's listed under mangas and stuff like that, but the type is
light novel. Okay.
I see that now.
Let's see, adaptation. Here we go.
They have some other like adaptations and stuff in manga format.
Okay, so yeah, if it's 21 light novel chapters, it can still vary, but this is probably longer than Overlord, if I'd guess then. Unless Overlord is just like super thick most of the time, and yeah, maybe it is. So I imagine we'll have, this may just be kind of like the slow portion of the story, because she's not gonna be a baby forever. Like, I assume the implication was she gets turned into a baby when she's teleported to their world, but she was like a full ass grown adult in their original world, the demon world or whatever.
Pretty sure it's that plant thing that she sent off is what the baby was.
Alta Ista or whatever they call it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it will be interesting. I think it's gonna probably be a little bit of a slow burn because they're gonna try to get as many baby jokes out as they can. Because they're gonna be like, let's put Mao and Emmy in fucking weird situations. Because that's that show.
I gotta go.
Huh?
I said I gotta go.
Oh, all right.
It's
Then
6:30.
all right. Then yeah.
I mean, y'all can keep going. I just gotta go.
All right. Well, see ya.
We can. How long have y'all been recording?
We are at 2:25.
That's enough.
Okay. That's enough.
The last two things is they confirmed Shield Hero Season 3 and Jujutsu Kaisen 0 is coming to Crunchyroll in September.
Oh fuck yeah.
Okay, so
I need
like
to watch
a
that now.
prequel type thing.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
prequel movie. Yeah.
Yeah, it
Alright.
shows all the second years and their first year, and it shows more Gojo stuff. It's a really interesting read, but it's good. But yeah, so we will see you guys back here next week. I will maybe have watched some Ruby. We'll have our weeklies, and
The
his
computer will
computer.
not be broken.
yeah, maybe his computer will stop trying to kill him.
So he won't be dead.
I'll also watch Kamen Rider some more, so get hyped for that.